Hi guys, an update really, just as to what's been going on. I've just taken my third dosage of the Mounjaro, whatever it is, injection. It's week 3, so weight is still coming down, but not as much this week. I've lost about another kilo, say. But my diabetes levels, which is what I'm mainly concentrating on at the moment, and the reason I started on this, have come down no end. They're absolutely fantastic. I'm not quite sure it is in the US, etc., but in the UK it's about 5.5 mmol, up to about 7 maybe, which is absolutely outstanding. I mean, at one point not that long ago I was in the 20s, and then I was in the teens for a while, and it always used to hover about 12, 9, something like that, to get down to something like 5, which is, it's sort of normal, really, normal range. So I'm really chuffed about that. So that's been wonderful. Issues with the jab, still get the upset stomach slightly now and then, but not that bad, to be fair. The first week was a bit more of a killer. This week has been fairly okay. Upset stomach one day, I think, and that was about it. Other than that, it's been okay. But yeah, the main thing that I am noticing a great deal, and I think it's because my diabetes levels have dropped, is energy levels have just gone through the roof. I mean, for ages I'd just be like this all the time. Getting home from work, doing like I leave the house at like what, 7:15 in the morning, get back home at something to 6 in the evening, and by the time I'm getting in, I'm just shattered. All my energy's been spent. I've used it all at work. I get in, I'm just shattered. And there's always something to do, you know, there's cupboards to build, or there's something to do, or there's a car to fix, or there's something, you know, or we're going visiting or whatever, or socialising, that kind of thing. And normally I'm just like a zombie, just like really tired all the time. Now I'm just bouncing off the walls. Energy levels have gone through the roof, which is absolutely fantastic. I think, again, that is probably down to diabetes levels dropping, which is good. But other than that, there's been no issues really, other than the upset stomach one day, and that was about it. Overall, I'm very happy with the jab. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. When I first got it, I was like, oh, I don't like injecting myself. But when you stick the needle in yourself, you're like, is it really in? You don't feel anything at all. Nothing. You can't even tell that you've done it. Do you know what I mean? You've got absolutely no idea that you've jabbed yourself. And the nurse who I spoke to when I first got it said, oh, there might be a bit of blood when you jab yourself, but I haven't had any. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just immune to it or something, God knows. But it's working out really well. If anyone is worried about starting on the journey, the only thing I'd say is just be prepared for an upset stomach now and then, so perhaps get something in for any bowel issues or anything along those sort of lines. But other than that, everything seems to be, so far at least, perfect. Like I say, I'm only on the small dose at the moment. I'm just starting, so I'm on 2.5 milligrams. I think next week, I think it is, I go on to 5 milligrams. And I think that's it really. I think they're just going to stick me on 5 milligrams and leave me at that level and see how I get on, which is fine for me. You know, I know that people say that they have better weight losses at 7.5, 10, whatever, etc. But the diabetes reduction was my main focus, and I'm so chuffed with that. It's excellent. If the weight continues to come off, then I'm going to be pleased. I've lost a fair bit already by myself, but I do need to lose quite a bit more yet. You know, I've got quite a fair few kilos, pounds, stones, etc. to go. So just have to see how we get on. But yeah, definitely consider it. Speak to your health provider. I'm not sure how it works in the US. I think it's insurance companies, and I'm not sure if it's covered for obesity related stuff. I don't know if you have to be diabetic in the US. Not too sure. But in the UK, I think that it can be prescribed for weight loss. Don't quote me, but I definitely got it because I had diabetes, and they put me on the jab. I'd never even heard of it. I'd never heard of Wegovy. I'd never heard of Ozempic. I'd never heard of anything like that. I'd never looked into that kind of thing. I was never interested in weight loss surgery, though I could have probably been a prime candidate. I was never interested in weight loss jabs or anything along those sort of lines. But when the nerves started to play up, this thumb is dead pretty much, and my eyes started to get retinopathy, bleeds and things like that, I was like, best get this sorted before I just end up blind. So when the nurse told me about it, I thought, yeah, I'll jump on that, give it a go and see how I get on with it, because I just want to get my sugar levels really low, and it's doing the job. I mean, I've been on other tablets over the years. I've been on the standards, metformin, I've been on one called sitagliptin, I've been on one called dapagliflozin. I've stopped on the sitagliptin now because it reacts, I think, with the Mounjaro, I can't say it, you guys can tell me, but now I've been put on that, I've been taken off the sitagliptin, and it does help. It really does help a great deal. I do have sleep apnea as well. I think it's because of this. If I can get rid of this, I think the sleep apnea machine will be gone, because at my last chat with the guys over at the sleep clinic, they were sort of at the point of thinking that I didn't particularly need it anymore, because when they do the checks on their machine, whatever it is, they tell me that my levels are almost at the level that doesn't require treatment now. So that might be a thing of the past at some point, which is great. I don't like having a hose pipe coming out my face all night long. So yeah, that'd be smashing, but I appreciate it's there to keep me in good health. But yeah, definitely speak to your healthcare providers about this, see if they do offer this. I'm in Wales in the UK. I don't know if it makes any difference. I don't know how funding affects the different parts of the UK, Scotland, Ireland, etc. I'm not too sure. But yeah, definitely look into it, and I'll keep you updated with how I get on. And see if my weight drops anymore, see if my sugar levels stabilise about this sort of level. I'll be quite happy if they stay about 5 or 6, that'll be wonderful. That'll do me fine. I mean, if I get down to like 4 or 5, I'll be absolutely laughing. So yeah, give it a blast maybe, and tune in if you want to see how I get on. Be interesting to see if the weight loss side does kick in a bit more when I go on to 5 milligrams. As people say, as you go up the dosage, your weight seems to drop more. The other thing that I forgot to mention was just hunger levels. Absolutely zero. I mean, I'm getting pestered all the time because I don't want any breakfast, I don't want any lunch, I don't want any tea, I don't want anything. I never want to eat. So it's always a case of, you've got to eat something, etc, etc, and you do. You know, you've got to keep yourself healthy, but yeah, you're just not hungry at all, ever. Like in the past, at times I might go in the shop and go, oh, I fancy a packet of crisps or something. I've always kind of avoided too many sweeties and chockies and things like that, but you wouldn't believe it, because I've always been a little bit concerned for the last few years about my sugar levels. So I don't tend to munch on a great deal of sweets. I might have the odd one, don't get me wrong, in the office now and then. I'll grab a toffee or something, but it is more of a then than now sort of thing, you know. But yeah, so see how I get on. I'll probably be back in touch next week with some more info. I'm not quite sure, it's the 11th I think when I go on to 5 milligrams, so it's the 4th today, so yeah, it'll be a week, won't it? So see how we get on, and look after yourselves, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye bye for now.